Hello everyone, welcome back. So last time we have added some user data into a database with different roles, admin and normal user. And then we can log in with the right credentials. In this lesson, we'll try to add the Spring session into our project. So basically, we're gonna use Redis as external, session storage, and we're gonna have some Spring session configuration added into our project as well. And first, we need to download the Redis. Basically, Redis is, let's see, from this Wikipedia page, it's an open source software project that implements data structure servers, all right? And it is networked in memory and store keys with optional durability. But basically, it's a key-value pair and it's in memory, so the performance is very fast. And here we have the Redis page. And if you are using Linux system like Mac or other, Unix system, you can directly download it. But if you are using Windows, it might be a little different. You want to search for, say, Redis Windows, and the Redis, as you can see from, let's see. So here basically says Redis project does not officially support Windows. However, the Microsoft OpenText group develops and maintains this Windows port targeting Windows 64. Okay. And then we can come to, say, this Stack Overflow, and we have this link here. If you click on this link, we'll come to a Redis download package, and you can download this 64-bit, and the version is 2.4.6, but it should be good for our usage. And if you're using 32-bit, it has a 32-bit available to be downloaded as well. And after you have installed Redis, you can come to the Redis package folder, and we're gonna start our server. So the way to start it is a little different if you are using Linux than Windows. So first, for Windows, you can just simply type Redis server, and we're gonna specify the configuration file name. And you can see there is a redis.windows.config by default. And once we run that, it says it's creating server TCP listening socket at localhost port 6379, which is a default port. There's no error. And if you're using Linux, it's a little different, okay? And you might want to browse around, so go to this download page, and you can find, this Windows version here. I don't know what this learn more is. Basically, maybe you can find more information. But anyways, you can install it like this, and then you can run the server like that. And also you can use the Redis CLI tool, it's a terminal tool. Okay. Anyways, when you have the Redis server running, that's good. And then let's come back to our Eclipse and open the pom.xml file. We're gonna add some dependencies for our Redis. So basically, it would be two dependencies. One is the Spring Framework .session data Redis. Another one is, I don't know what it is, but it's just a artifact name called Lattice. So if we actually search for this Redis letters. And here comes the home page. So basically, this, as the title implies, it's an advanced Java Redis client. So Redis is a scalable, thread-safe Redis client for synchronous, asynchronous, and reactive usage. So it's basically a client tool that you can use for Redis. And the Spring Session has some dependency on that. That's why we need to add them. Okay, so once we have those dependencies added, let's start work on some configuration. First, within this configuration folder, we're gonna create a new class, and we're gonna call it HTTP session config. We're gonna add a annotation called enable Redis HTTP session. Okay, and we're gonna import that, and then we're gonna define a theme called letters connection factory. Okay, and import those packages. There's E here. There's a T here as well. Okay, and that's it. That's good for the HTTP session configuration to enable the Redis. So the magic lies in this enable Redis HTTP session. Let's go take a look what it really is. And if you look at this link, Spring Session and Spring Security. So we have pretty much same thing here. And the for enable Redis HTTP session annotation creates a Spring Bean with the name of Spring Session repository filter that implements filter. And this filter is what is in charge of replacing the HTTP session implementation to be backed by Spring Session. And in this case, Spring Session is backed by Redis. And we also create a Redis connection factory that connects Spring Session to the Redis server, and we configure the connection to connect to the local host on the default port 6379. That's why we don't need to change the Redis default port. Okay, and if you want to refer to more information, go to the reference documentation. So basically what it does is that it first has a Spring Session created and replaced the HTTP session. And secondly, it creates a connection factory to connect the Spring Session to the Redis server. Okay, and that's pretty much what we need for now. And then we need to come to our security config, and we need to define a bean, and this bean would be returning a HTTP session strategy. And we're going to return new header HTTP session strategy. Okay, import a package. And then if we just run the service again, so let's stop that first and run the application. Okay, we have some errors. Let's take a look. So class not found exception, and could not find class that it depends on. Okay, Okay, so now it's starting to run, and that's because I made one change. So previously here we have the version as 3.5 as final, and now I change it to 4.3.1.final and starting to run. Maybe there is some version conflict going on. But anyway, let's try to see whether we can log in or not. So go to localhost 800. So we still have the session pairs created. Let's see whether we can log in from this one. Okay, looks correct. Okay, that's pretty much for this lesson. We will continue in the next one. See you guys.